quality control. QC, quality control, is the backbone of so many different industries, and why not with Lego? This is News on a Tuesday, and today we are talking about all things, everything that might be important to you, that you may need to know outside of a regular show, but at the same time, a show in itself. And today we have a lot of things we're going to talk about. We're talking about things that are crappy that are coming out from Lego. Literally, well, are not coming out in that point or in that case, and, you know, other things that are delayed, and we're talking about all kinds of other things. So what I wanted to lead off with, it is News on a Tuesday, right? You're seeing this on a Wednesday because there was something that came about that I was privy enough to be able to be a participant in the group of. I think there were only like 7 or 8 of us. So Lego is doing this new thing. If you have ever downloaded the Lego building instructions app, you know that you can see building instructions in 3D, or you can see them just regular PDF type style. It's completely up to you. 3D, you can zoom in, you can spin around, you can look and see, and those things actually do help. Somebody that might be struggling with sight, or Dan, who is colorblind, if I'm not mistaken. Is Dan colorblind? I think Dan has trouble distinguishing between certain dark colors, as do I. There are sometimes I'm like, what color is this? Which way are they turning this? And I cannot even, like, the Lego Haunted House that came out, it's probably a year and a half now. When that thing came out and I had the opportunity to build that, all I could think of is, oh my God, it keeps spinning, rotating 90, rotating 360, rotating 180, rotating 270. All I can think of is like, stop, you're killing my brain. And the nice thing is you have the opportunity with this app to be able to go and look at instructions, and not just on paper. It's not 2D, it's 3D. And you can twist it and look at it and you're like, zoom in and you're like, let's see. Oh, that's where that goes. Anyway, so with this instruction app, Lego is launching something new. It is called Build Together. And it came about because Lego is always talking to their target audience. They're always talking to kids, adults, AFOS, anybody that loves building Lego, mainly kids. And what they did is they went out and they talked and came back with this idea that, you know what? We can do this thing where we could build together. Now, here's how it works. And it's really cool, by the way. There is a beta test that is going to be open on December 13th, or at least it should be. And what is going to happen is it's only a select few sets right now. There's only a very few number of these sets that you can even get close to. But the nice thing is it does work, right? So what they do, you have the app on your phone, you scan the set, and you and whoever you're building with has to be signed in. You have to be signed into your Lego account, and you have the opportunity. So let's say one of the modulars, the bookshop, actually is part of this beta program. And what you can do is, let's say you're building bag 1, you have bag 1 open. Now there's multiple bags. We were told, like, make sure you have, if you don't have sorting dishes, make sure you at least have different spots to be able to empty these bags. So you may be building parts of bag 1 while somebody else is building maybe parts of bag 2, and they will eventually come together and create an assembly. And it was really nice because we actually had an opportunity between Daniel was kind of more the behind the scenes app developer guy, and, you know, the other person is more like the upfront, the market, maybe marketing isn't the right word. Anyway, so he was showing us, she was showing us, and you click through it and stuff like that. And then there's a point where you combine. So you take whatever tiny assembly is built from the other person and maybe stick it into the main build, and vice versa. It works both ways. It's not like there's a lead, and it's not like Batman and Robin. Batman isn't doing everything and Robin just doing this tiny little bit. It's Batman and Batman. It's 1A, 1B, or 1 and 1, however you want to mark it up. But it's co-building, and it's up to 4 people that can be involved in it. I think that's really cool. You do have to have your own mobile device. You cannot, I can't remember. I don't know if you can use an iPad or not, but pretty much it has to be like a mobile device, like a mobile phone, mobile computer. I hate saying mobile phone because it's not a phone. It's a tiny, massively awesome computer. I mean, it can do so many different things. Anyway, you have to have your own device. I did ask this, hey, is it going to be available on, let's say, you get on Google Chrome and you type it in. Can you do it that way? The answer was no. Maybe in the future. I'm not holding out hope. Okay. I didn't say it was going to be the case, but there is always the potential that could be a thing. So what I found really interesting is how this does work together. They want people to build together. They want family units to build together. They want friends to build together. I know people that do that. I have family friends that do that. That my close family. I have people that build with their kids. My nieces and nephews. They build with their kids. That's what they do. And it's a really cool idea because it brings them all together at the same time. And maybe instead of family game night on Friday night or Thursday night or whatever it might be, it's build night. And you're going to do this, and Jimmy's going to do that, and Susie's going to do that, and Joanna's going to do this. Whatever it might be. It's a really cool idea. Now, the interesting thing will be is as long as you have the app, there's nothing special. You can, just like any instructions, you can scan the QR code that is on the instruction pamphlet, or I don't know if it's on the box itself. I can't quite remember. However, with that in mind, it's just the beginning. So they plan on doing a bunch of this in the future, which, I mean, this should really be just about every set. Now, I don't know if they're going to go back and do others. I don't know if that's maybe a thing, or I don't even know how all that's broken down, because we're talking, this was only like I think it was like 35, 40 minutes maybe. It wasn't quite near enough to be able to get all the details and all of the what ifs that are out there. So the more that I find out as we go along beta testing this, I will let you know. So there are a number of sets that are currently available in LEGO's inventory, assuming they're not back ordered out of stock, or maybe you already have them. So the first one here is 60307. It is the LEGO City Rescue Camp. 60292 is the LEGO City City Town Center. 60291, which is the LEGO City Family House. 60302, which is the LEGO City Wildlife Rescue. Stuff we've talked about most recently, some of these. 10270, which is the Creator Expert Bookshop, the modular. And 31097, which is the Creator 3-in-1 Townhouse Pet Shop and Cafe. So those are currently the only sets that are available to be able to do this beta. If you don't have them, you can pick them up, do whatever you want to do. So moving along away from the awesome beta, a quick side note. If you are interested in buying from Lego.com, make sure you get your orders in here in the United States by December 15th. That's only a few days away. I mean, we're talking, a week out? Make sure you get them in, because here's why. It is guaranteed to be delivered by the Christmas holiday with standard shipping. I don't know if Lego offers like expedited shipping. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. I've never done that. Why would you? Anyway, December 15th, mark it on your calendar. Do not buy past this date. Anyway, moving along, because we've got so many different things to talk about, right? One of the other things that we're going to talk about, quality control. QC, quality control, is the backbone of so many different industries, and why not with Lego? Lego has, in the past, I would say in the last year to 18 months, probably more so in the last year, more calendar year, has either not released sets or gone back and adjusted the release date for sets, or pulled them all together, fixed them and released them, maybe under the same number or a different set number. So I bring this up, and here's why. I have noticed some QC issues in parts that I get in some of the reviews that I do, in some of the sets that I buy for myself and just put together. There's nicks are probably not the right type of thing. It has to do with the molding machine. And one specifically that has been a bugaboo that is stuck in my crawl since forever, at least the last 6 months, is a 1x1 plate with a clip on it. And on one side of the plate, there's always this horrendous looking gouge in it. And it comes from whatever the machine is, however this thing is put together, however it's molded together, however the mold, the liquid plastic that flows into that and is solidified, whatever's going on, there's a gouge in it. I don't know if it's in the mold itself and then it just, rolls over into the plastic. Either way, that stuff needs fixed. Because when I put the Titanic together, every single clip had it in it. I just put together new Monkey Kid, new Ninjago. Every clip had it. It needs fixed. That is a major issue. That is a major QC issue. I mean, we were talking about Haunted House earlier. The Haunted House glass piece with the Pharaoh on it that I got originally is completely smeared off. There wasn't even a quarter of it left on there. I did manage to get another one. Thank you, Lego.com. But that was after the fact. So there are some sets that are not coming out in the beginning of January that originally should have. Sets that I was gaga over. The new Marvel mechs. I'm a giant Wolverine fanatic. Cartoon from the 90s. Any movie, including Wolverine. They're coming out with a new cartoon here in the future. You cartoon nuts out there. Anyway, the new Marvel mechs, there were a few of them. They are not coming out. There's 3 of them. They are not coming out, at least not January 1st. They're coming out maybe later, maybe even later. And there is a QC issue with them. So here's what I found interesting. I like to collect certain action figures, certain from childhood, but more the modern version. What I found interesting is if you looked at the mechs, these little mech suits themselves, let's take, for instance, Wolverine. All right. And what is interesting is how they are constructed. We've seen mixel ball joints, both sides, male and female side, in the hips. Lego didn't do that this time. Why? Here's why. What they currently have in their inventory is they have a bar that has a ball on the end of it that can attach into a joint receptacle, right? A male ball into a female socket. Cool. That's fine. But having the bar attach into another piece that is not attached strictly by studs creates problems. So I want to pose a question to you. That is the issue here, right? That is the issue. I want to pose a question to you, though. Do you think with the vast category that Lego has, we're talking anything from, I don't know about Duplo, but 4+ up? I mean, think about how much that is. If you go to Brickset.com, he was a good guy. If you go to Brickset.com and you look at what is coming out in 2022, or you look at what came out in 2021, and then just work your way backwards. But if you look at a year and you look at the sheer number of sets, the volume of sets that come out it's extraordinarily huge. I mean, we're talking hundreds upon hundreds of sets every single year, from Friends to Duplo to Roblox. Well, not Roblox, Minecraft. It's all the same in my mind. There's bound to be an issue somewhere, but we're not talking about a QC issue in the sense that we have a bad piece. We're talking about a design flaw. And I love the Lego designers. They're great people. I have never run into a single one that has been a jerk, and I'm not trying to be a jerk either. My point is, are they under so much pressure to get product? We need this. We need all of this stuff flowing out because we constantly have new products coming out. And then they're adding more and more and more new themes. I mean, we're talking about Monkey Kid, right? Monkey Kid's only been around, a year and a half-ish? And you're talking about all these things that are constantly coming out. Ninjago, multiple waves a year. Ninjago, multiple waves a year. Yes. I said it twice because it seems like it never ends. Monkey Kid, multiple waves a year. City never ends. There's like 7 releases a year. Not sets, 7 different releases. That's what it feels like. It's like this. So my question is, are Lego designers stressed out to the point where they are like, you know what, we're going to try this. This is going to work. It's going to get a stamp of approval. We're going to roll with it because I have to move on to the next project. Most of the things that you see on the shelf, whether it be on your local Lego store or one of your big box stores or lego.com, the shop at home part, have been done a year, 18 months prior. Those designers are already working on stuff for 2023 right now, maybe even 2024. So is it one of those things where they're just pushed to the max and it's not a matter of them coping? It's just a matter of it's good enough, it'll do. I really don't feel like that might be the case. But how did something like this get through QC? How did something like this get through the design team and then the senior design team? And then wherever it goes from there, I mean, we've seen things pulled because of product packaging that might insinuate, Vito, right? Vito being a bad guy. It's an Italian, I think it's more of an Italian name. They pulled stuff like that. I think it was a fireworks factory for Lego City got pulled. I hope these come out and are not canceled. I don't know how many millions of pieces of inventory they have behind this. Just release it. I honestly don't care that it pulls apart, that the legs may pull out. That's the least of my concerns. And where I was going back with action figures are, some of the action figures on the adult side, Dan Wiesenmayer. If you don't know who Dan Wiesenmayer is, check him out on Twitter. He is an amazing artist that used to do, and maybe still does, art for Lego. Was part of one of the artists that did the artwork for the X-Men cartoon series in the 90s. And I bring him up because if you like action figures, for instance, action figures more so now have collectible type stuff, have a bar that goes into a ball joint. It's like a male that goes into a female through what they call like the hip area. Some collectors call it a diaper. Essentially, that's what it is, because it's not attached to the stomach. It's not attached to the legs. It's just kind of free floating there, right? It's attached, but it's not part of anyway. And the legs go through that hole in the center, the joints. That's what this felt like to me. Seeing the images of this and really taking a few minutes to really look deep into it, that's what it felt like. And I hope it comes out. I hope it is one of those things that does come out. It needs to come out. Just release it. It'll be fine. No one's going to be like, this sucks. Somebody might, but I'd be happy with it. I want my Wolverine, man. Anyway, while we're on the QC issue, December is a time where Lego releases a Christmas themed set, a GWP, gift with purchase. We had one in November. We always have one in December. You spend 100, you spend 125, whatever the price value might be, the threshold. Well, this one has been canceled this year. What is wrong with my Christmas? My Christmas and New Year, they're just going to crap, dude. I'm not going to get Wolverine on time. I'm not going to get my Christmas GWP. I don't know that I can. I'm totally kidding. So here is the official statement from Lego talking about this set. We decided not to release this product as it didn't meet our strict quality standards. Because we work so hard to provide the best possible play experiences, we never compromise the quality of our products. I understand that. We're talking about two QC issues in a matter of a day-ish, 2 days that Lego has come out and acknowledged? What is going on? Seriously, what is going on with this set? Okay, let's say there is a bad piece in it. Are you going to recall Titanic because the clips are crap and the clips go on to everything else? I'm just trying to find out what is going on here. Why now? Because what this does two things in my mind. This creates tension in the fan community because they didn't get things. And this creates a giant doesn't even begin to describe a massive discussion among the Lego community, not kids. Kids aren't buying GWPs. This creates a massive titanic, if you will, discussion among AFOLs, any Lego collector, where they're like, what in the world? Are you serious? And now they're going to start to question you. And here is where the feedback starts to come back. It doesn't look as good. You're getting people like, well, I didn't get this. There are people that are going to hold Lego to the fire 2 years from now about this GWP. If you think I'm kidding, they are out there. They are absolutely out there, and they're out there because they live and breathe and die Lego, which is fine. Everybody has their thing. But if you think this is just going to be swept under the rug, you're crazy. Adult fans don't sweep things under the rug. If anything, they just forcibly squish it through the hole right into Lego, and they're like, crap, we have to deal with this. So the last thing I wanted to discuss, because it is something super minor, not. Lego has been expanding like crazy. They buy up land, they build factories, they build windmills in the North Sea, they make paper packaging, they use plants for plastic. What on earth is going on? Well, they have announced they are building a new factory in Vietnam. Lego has stepped into the Asian market, in the last 2 years? Like really stepped in? And now they're doubling down. This new factory is expected, or at least planned, to be the first carbon neutral factory from Lego. Carbon neutral. Can you even imagine? It's insane to even think about. That is a difficult prospect, especially when you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company. They are investing over $1 billion US. It's going to bring around 4,000 jobs to the factory. It's now the 6th Lego factory that they will have. 2024 is when they're expecting to have this thing up and running. Sometime next year, in the middle of next year, 2022, is when they expect to break ground and, break down, at the same time, everything that is going to be going on in there and get it rolling. I can only imagine. My thing is this. There are the secondhand plastic brick market folks out there. There are those secondhand plastic brick companies out there. But now, Lego just said, come at me. Come at me, bro. They are looking to destroy any competition and then also take Asia by fire. You already have a factory, if I'm not mistaken. Is it in China? I'm pretty sure it's in China. You have one in the Czech Republic. Now, these are just factories. This is where they create pieces. And then they're sent to wherever and pieced together somewhere else to create kits, different sets that you may buy off the shelf. There's one in Mexico City. Anyway, with that in mind, this is massive. If anything, all this does is help continue to put products on the shelf. More places that can produce all these different parts and pieces, the better. I'm fine with it. I have no problems at all. So I found it more interesting, not that they're building a 6th factory, but that it's going to be carbon neutral. I am still curious to see how that plays out. Man, I would love to get on a panel and ask some questions. Maybe we can do that. Maybe I'll have some information for you coming in the future. Let's see if I can't work on that in the background. Anyway, that is going to do it for News on a Tuesday. This is a long News on a Tuesday, and we're going to turn right back around. We've got Monkey Kid. I've got 1, 2, 3 sets that I want to talk to you about. So with that in mind, that'll wrap up News on a Tuesday. Until next time, I'm your Minifigure host, Matt. Let's build on it.